Live again, live again. Poco phone time. So this is a live stream, as you can see, but it's a live stream for an event. Phone companies have these big launch events, and the one that we're going to be following today is the Poco Phone F2, or to give it its full name, the Poco F2 Pro. Why is that, Marta? Alright, I need to remove that. I had accidentally set up ads for the live stream. I don't want ads just now. Why is that, Marta? Alright, I need to remove that. I had accidentally set up ads for the live stream. I don't want ads just now. Right, so I'm hearing myself in stereo there. The reason being that I was testing the audio, and I'll mute this just now. The reason I had that playing back just now is because I'm trying to play the audio. I want to show you guys the event, and if I jump over and push the button, here we go. Here we go. This is it here. So this is the live event. It's going to be here in a few minutes, and yeah, we just want to see what's going on here. We just want to see what this is all going to be about. I don't think there's going to be any surprises here. For anyone who doesn't know, right, Pocophone is made by Xiaomi. I think that's how you pronounce it. They've been announcing the announcement. They've been announcing the announcement, just kind of teasing it, doing the usual marketing kind of thing. But this is the Poco F2 Pro, and if you look at there, they've already got all the specifications and all that, and that's because it's basically just a rebranded Xiaomi Redmi K30 Pro. That's what this is. But I wanted to look at this launch event to see what is different. They still have to specify pricing, and they still have to specify what's different. And as far as what's different, the rumours are that, for example, they're removing 5G. So this version won't have 5G, it will have 4G. So, hi, not Ken. Hi, Marcona. Welcome to the stream. It'll be interesting to see what this is, pricing-wise and all that. I don't think we're in for any surprises, though, with this. But I thought it'd be good to do a live discussion anyway, and we'll just see what goes on with this. I don't know if you guys want to hear the audio, though. That's the problem, because these things are very boring. It's up to you. But really, this is about them. This is really just about discussing the pricing, discussing the, you know, what's different with this, seeing what the colours are and things like that. I think well, they've got a global launch event. If you actually look at the Twitter account here, they've got it. There's a global launch event. Now, I mentioned that this is a rebranded K30 Pro. Pricing is something we still want to, you know, kind of listen to, want to find out about, sorry. We also want to find out about whether 5G is there or not. The rumours are it's not. But the big thing about this one is I suspect the K30 Pro might actually be cheaper this time, despite the fact the Pocophone was the kind of cheaper brand before. The interesting thing about this, though, is that apparently this will have a global ROM, whereas right now I think there's like a European ROM for the Xiaomi Redmi K30 Pro, but this will have a proper worldwide ROM, as in it will be supported worldwide. You'll get updates and all that. And that's the problem with some of these Chinese phones, is that there's only so many, you know, sometimes the global ROM isn't great, sometimes it's not updated that often, or it's not supported that often, because really the phone was launched for China or for India or for whatever. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Really this is just a, you know, a live stream to see what's going on with this. But if you get any questions, please do let me know. But we're just kind of counting the time down until this launches. I just want to quickly see. They actually got their marketing wrong. They had this +8 for the GMT. They said it was like midday in the UK, but it's not. It's or did they get it wrong? Yeah, they did. They had it. Yeah, they had it an hour wrong. But we'll see what happens here. But interesting to see what this is all about. Interesting to see. Don't need that. I don't need that. Okay. Not got long now. A minute to go. So, this has actually influenced my decision on my phone. Not yet, but because I knew this was going to be announced today, rather than buy a phone last week, I thought, right, I'm going to hold back a week and just see what happens here. I know we've got the launch of the Pixel 4a coming as well, but to be honest, I don't think I'll go for that, simply because the battery life isn't great, and that, you know, those phones aren't great for video either, to be honest. But I digress. So let me see. We really want to get this full screen. I don't think that's muted anymore, is it? Right, let me see. And right. As long as the notch doesn't return. I never actually had a big problem with it, if I'm honest. How's that volume-wise? Quite loud. I'll turn it down. Is that better? It's coming up search there. 845? No, it'll be a Snapdragon 8. It'll be a Snapdragon 865. So it looks like they're putting that on repeat just now. What I need to quickly do actually is just reduce the volume of my headphones, because that's driving me nuts how loud that is. I think that'll be a better volume, won't it? Be a better volume. Yeah, I think that's more appropriate level. Is that a better volume level? I don't want to make it too bad where you can't hear me at all. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So they just keep... They appear to be just going round in a loop just now. They appear to be going round in a loop right now, so I'll just leave that just now. Hey Ultra. Yeah. It's hard enough. Volume is good enough. Right, okay, that's good. They're just kind of going round and repeat right now. They're not really showing anything. Oh, Snapdragon 845. You were right, Ken. You were right, Ken. Thanks, TB. See that bit that says Snapdragon 845 though? Was that was the original? That was the original Poco phone. So I don't know if they're... yeah, that's what they're talking about. They talk about the original one. So there's the original one that they're showing in the background here. Oh, maybe, do you guys want the audio? It actually gets annoying after a while because they keep playing music. What they're talking about here is the original Poco F1. It's a little bit misleading that they're starting off saying the specs of the original one. I can put the volume back on once they start talking. At the moment, it looks like they're just biding time. Yeah, 2018. 2018 they're talking about. Right, I'll hold back just now. This is what happens at these events. They always, you know, they say they start at a certain time and it comes on 10 minutes later and then it runs half an hour late. I hate how they drip feed all the content in this as well though, because it's like you just want to get to the facts, you want to get to the features, and instead of telling you in like 5 or 10 minutes, they take like an hour and a half. It's a pain in the ass. How are you guys anyway? How are you guys anyway? Is this a phone that you are looking forward to? I think this is something... I think this is a phone that a lot of people are going to be interested in, but it really comes down to pricing. What's the starting price? Well, that's the one thing that we're going to have to wait for. I noticed the GearBest. I'll try and find that page just now, actually. I noticed the GearBest had a page for it. I think it was GearBest. But they didn't have price because they don't know the price yet. That's it. This is what the big announcement is for. Ken's had been looking forward to this for a while. I'm going to close their main... I'll maybe close their main Twitter page. It keeps playing it. It says they get 42,000 viewers right now on their live stream right now. Okay, so as far as price, guys, right? I'll jump over my browser briefly again, and as far as price goes, you can see here that the global launch starts in 30 minutes in GearBest, and then they will come out with the price. So they've got different things here. There's no information here though about what this is actually about. I don't know. I'm tempted to go and get my wallet in case I decide to buy one. So there's no prices at yet. This is what we're waiting for, and this is it here.
Master of speed, and we sold over 1.64 million units. For a new brand and a first product, that's quite the achievement. It was absolutely loved by our fans. Not just fans though. We received many amazing reviews from many different tech media, calling the F1 the flagship killer. From GSM Arena, the flagship killer title now belongs to another phone, the Poco F1. We're very flattered. The F1 is a performance-driven phone with many great features that the fans loved. Fast performance, great build quality, and a pretty good camera too. Now in 2020, the Poco brand has fully relaunched, and we're following the same legacy when we first started out. Let's take a look at Poco's latest brand video.
While the world is focused on chasing the latest and the flashiest, we pace ourselves so we can dive deep in what really matters. We hold firm to our beliefs and refuse to be swayed. We curate the technology to enable your daily experience with the raw power necessary to be effortless and smooth. We surpass ourselves every day, showing our passion, perseverance, and potential to the world. This is Poco, focusing on innovations that truly matter. Poco.
Now we disrupted the market in 2018 with the iconic Poco F1. And today we're announcing the true flagship killer has returned to disrupt the market once again. So without further ado, introducing the Poco F2 Pro. It's powerfully cool. The Poco F2 Pro is also a performance-driven phone, but we follow the footsteps of F1, but we took it to a whole new level. Today, I'm going to talk about three big things: performance, design, and camera. Now, for the Poco fans over the stream, you know which one I'm going to talk about first. Performance. Powerfully cool performance. Straight power, straight speed. You may be wondering why we're calling the F2 Pro powerfully cool then. Before we get into the cool part, let's start with power. Yes, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, the leading flagship processor right now. What makes it so incredible is Qualcomm's Snapdragon 865's unique architecture of 1 + 3 + 4, 8 cores. High speed, mid speed, and efficiency cores. It has the ability to run super smooth and optimize power usage. And for our hardcore fans, this uses the latest ARM A77 architecture. And not every 5G handset uses this structure. To give you a better understanding on how fast it is, we compared it to last year's flagship, the Snapdragon 855. It's 25% faster in overall performance, and the AI performance saw an amazing 100% increase, and the power efficiency improved by 25 to 35%. And since it's the latest flagship processor, it also supports 5G and Wi-Fi 6. Now, to pair with such an amazing processor, we had to also match up in the RAM technology and the flash storage. We have the LPDDR5 RAM technology, which has the maximum transmission bandwidth of 44 gigabytes per second. That's absolutely insane. Switching between apps is super fast, and having multiple apps open at the same time or in the background will not lag your phone at all. And to pair such high performance, let's not forget about write speed. Loading times are greatly improved because of the UFS 3.1, with a transmission write speed of 777 megabytes per second. That's amazing. With the best processor, best RAM, and best storage, the Poco F2 Pro's performance is next level. It's a beast in whatever you do: gaming, multitasking, recording videos, transferring files, you name it, and it can handle it. Now, how do we compare ourselves with other phones in the market? Here are some of the CPU scores going up against the Samsung S20 Plus. We scored an Antutu CPU benchmark of 184,817. That's 15% higher than Samsung's latest flagship Exynos 990. And in GPU, we ran a comparison test on the GFX Bench Manhattan 4.0, where we scored 25% higher than the Exynos 990. In fact, we actually maxed out on our score at the 60. So the Poco F2 Pro thrives in both CPU and GPU. We didn't stop there with the comparisons. We also compared ourselves to a recently launched flagship, the OnePlus 8 Pro. It also has a Snapdragon 865, where we scored 3% higher than the OnePlus 8 Pro, and in GPU, both devices were maxed out on the highest score. And that's expected. We're both Snapdragon 865. But what about overall Antutu score? A total score of 589,983 for the Poco F2 Pro. Comparing to the OnePlus 8 Pro, we're roughly 15,000 higher. Comparing to the Samsung S20 Plus, there's a fair bit of difference there. Almost 75,000 in difference. Now, we talked about power, and this score actually doesn't tell the whole story of the Poco F2 Pro. Earlier, I mentioned what makes the Poco F2 Pro powerfully cool. We spoke about the power, now it's time to talk about the cool part. It's actually all to support the idea of sustainable performance. And we want to make sure our users experience no stutter at all, especially in performance. We all know sometimes the flagship speed can get the phone pretty hot. It's expected with so much power packed into a tiny device. And let's take a look at where it gets hot. The 5-core hotspots is located at the F2 Pro, at camera, the radio frequency chip, the charging chipset, the processor, and the 5G modem. So how do we solve this? Introducing the latest liquid cool technology 2.0. When we first launched the Poco F1, we started a trend, putting a cooling system in a smartphone. What a crazy idea, but it was well known for it. And this year, we're going to take it to a whole new level once again. After identifying the hotspots, we had to make sure we can detect where the heat is actually spreading. So we installed 10 heat sensors, covering most of the area where the heat is coming from. Then we solve it with 3 different components. A multi-layer graphite, covering most of the battery and the motherboard. A graphene, covering the CPU and 5G chipset. Then the coolest part, a supersized VC to do most of the cooling work. And let me show you how our VC actually works. This is actually how our VC spreads heat, in more than one direction, whereas a typical VC actually only disperses heat in one direction, making it a lot less efficient. But today, I'm actually going to show you 3 disassembled devices, including the Poco F2 Pro. So let's go take a look at the inside. Now, we have 3 disassembled devices here. In the middle, we have the Poco F2 Pro. On the right, the Samsung S20 Plus. On the left, the OnePlus 8 Pro. As you can see, in the middle, this is the Poco F2 Pro supersized VC. For the S20 Plus, they have it placed near the top. For the OnePlus 8 Pro, they also have it near the top. And if you look at it in size, we're so much bigger. And this makes sustainable performance so much easier for us. With our earlier technology that I mentioned, multiple directional heat dispersion, making it more sustainable and run for much longer. Now, let's go back and take a look at a game framing test. Besides being very big in our VC, we also did a frame rate comparison test with the Samsung S20 Plus and the OnePlus 8 Pro. We used a very graphical demanding game and played for 30 minutes straight. In this test, we tested for average frame rate and janks. Janks is actually the amount of times the frame rate has dropped from the highest possible frame rate, which is 60 in this case. So the Poco F2 Pro averaged a 56.62 frame rate per second. The OnePlus 8 Pro averaged 54. And the Samsung S20 Plus, a bit disappointing, but 33.2 FPS. But what actually matters here are the janks number. And we're the lowest by quite a bit margin. So this comes down to the result of bigger cooling equals better sustained performance. And this is why I say the Poco F2 Pro is powerfully cool. And talking about gaming, we actually have some extra cool features. We have a 180 hertz touch sampling rate. So when you're gaming, it'll help with your accuracy and precise aiming. It's very helpful in shooter games. Paired with it, we also have a very good Z-axis linear motor. The feedback is super satisfying. It's a flagship level haptic, whether you're playing a game or typing a text to your friends. Now, with all of these high performance and extra features, we actually got certified. The Poco F2 Pro, one of the few phones on the market that has TÜV Rheinland high gaming performance certification. And in order to get this, we had to pass a series of tests: display, battery life, network, overall experience, heat dissipation, and overall performance. Now, for gaming, you know it takes more than just super powerful performance to have a great gaming experience. You also need flagship level connectivity. With the Poco F2 Pro, it supports 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and Super Bluetooth. You will always be connected, and the speeds are incredible. And maybe now another question raises up. With fast performance and fast connections, especially having the latest processor, the Snapdragon 865, paired with 5G, you must think it could drain the battery a lot. Which is why, for the Poco F2 Pro, we put in a massive 4,700 mAh battery. It just seems like the common sense thing to do. A 2-day long-lasting battery. Now you have sustainable performance and sustainable battery life. On a single charge, you could do a lot. Whether you want to game, listening to music, binging on great HD content, or recording some HD videos, you can do a lot of hours of it. And in case you do run out of juice, we have a 30-watt fast charging, and that's a flagship level fast charge. 63 minutes to 100%. You'll be charged up in no time. To give you a better taste on how powerful and smooth the Poco F2 is, we partnered up with Arena of Valor for a gaming test, a temperature and a battery test between the Samsung S20 Plus. Unfortunately, this was filmed before the OnePlus 8 Pro got released, so you got lucky there, OnePlus. We played 3 games to test how hot the phones got. Now let's take a look.
I'll just jump back on the mic just now, guys. Appreciate all the comments. I hope you don't mind me stopping the audio just now because they're kind of going back into the marketing speak here. They seem to be focusing a lot, all their attention on comparing it against the Samsung S20, which I guess it makes sense with the Samsung because they're using that Xenos chip, which isn't as powerful as the Snapdragon 865. I find the comparison with the OnePlus 8 Pro, though, a little strange. I don't know if they're going to paint the picture that the OnePlus 8 Pro is like £800, $900, that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see what he says just now.
No stutters, smooth cruising all the time. To sum up, the Poco F2 Pro's overall performance is truly powerful, and it's very cool, literally cool. We have the Snapdragon 865, LPDDR5 RAM, and UFS 3.1. For sustainable performance, we added liquid cooled technology 2.0. For flagship connectivity, we have 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and Super Bluetooth. Powering all these amazing performance, we have a 4,700 milliamp battery that also supports 30-watt fast charge. And what does this mean? It means you will be able to experience the latest of anything with ease. And if we look at the comparison chart on performance only, overall against the OnePlus 8 Pro and the Samsung S20 Plus, a better Antutu score, a better flash storage, a bigger and better liquid-cooled technology, a bigger battery, similar charge speeds. The Samsung is priced at €1,000, and the OnePlus 8, €900. It's a bit pricey, if you ask me. Now, I did say we're a performance-driven phone, but that does not mean we slacked in any other area. We want to make sure you have a great screen paired with such an amazing performance. Yes, a true full-screen display. No notch, no holes, fully immersive. For our true full-screen display, we have a 6.667-inch True AMOLED, a 92.7% screen-to-body ratio. That's a lot of screen. And having a true full screen when you're gaming, you won't ever worry about having blocking a feature or a stat in your game. It's going to be always there. And when it comes to brightness, the Poco F2 Pro has a 5 million to 1 high contrast ratio, 800 nits on high brightness mode, and reaches up to 1,200 nits on maximum brightness. That's enough brightness for you to see super clearly even when you're under the summer sun. Besides very high brightness, we make sure you also get the perfect brightness, the 360-degree ambient light sensor, which is a really cool feature. We added 3 light sensors that can detect the light environment around you and adjust brightness faster and more accurately. Now, this may seem like a small thing, but it really matters on a daily use experience. Let's see how it works and compare it to the other 2 phones.
Right, I'll just jump back in here. I agree with you, Noob. What Noob is saying there, they keep going on about the frame rates of the games there, and that is relevant. But they're not talking about the refresh rate, and this phone's only limited to 60 Hz, I believe. But we'll jump back on.
We have HDR10 Plus certification. It's always optimizing brightness and contrast, which will give you better detail and range of colors, whether you're gaming or watching HD content. And talking about HD content, actually, we're also Widevine L1 certified. You can watch HD in multiple platforms, such as YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and many others. I know you guys will be binge watching a lot of shows on the F2 Pro. Now, we have a lot of HD, but we also want to make sure our users' eyes are taken care of, which is why the Poco F2 Pro also passed the TÜV Rheinland Global Eyecare certification. We wouldn't want you to lose your 20/20 vision in the year of 2020. And because we're an AMOLED screen, we also have an in-screen fingerprint reader to ensure the security of your phone, a given feature in this day and age, of course. And speaking of unlocking, some of the features you'll be getting. Once you unlock the device, you'll see that the Poco F2 Pro will be running the latest Android 10 OS. You'll be able to enjoy all the latest features and be fully secured. And onto my favorite feature of the phone. Yes, we still have Poco Launcher 2.0. This is my favorite, and I would use this on any phone. It's just so good. Makes my life so much easier. That's because we believe the Poco Launcher 2.0 will make your life easier. It's built for flagship efficiency. For example, our app drawer. Usually, the app search is at the top. But for the Poco Launcher, the app drawer, we've taken into consideration the natural thumb area and moved the search bar to the bottom, so it allows you to have a speedier app search. And the Poco Launcher also automatically groups apps according to different categories. Usually, you have to do this yourself manually, but in the Poco Launcher, we do it for you automatically. It helps me a lot because when I get so many apps downloaded, I get a bit lazy on organizing. Don't judge me. And because all you have to do is swipe across the categories, and the apps are there for you. For example, if you installed a new social media app, it will be automatically get added to the communication tab. And the latest, our dark mode. It's easy on the eyes always. And come on, honestly, who doesn't love dark mode? It's always very cool. So Poco Launcher 2.0, you can get it on Google Play, as long as you're using an Android phone. You can set it as your default launcher. Currently, we have over 10 million downloads, and that's a mind-blowing number for us. We certainly didn't expect it, but we promise we will always optimize it to make it even better. Let's moving on to design. I know you guys have been waiting for so long to see the F2 Pro, and I won't hide it any longer. The Poco F2 Pro in cyber gray. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's sleek, it's eye-catching. And for the Poco F2 Pro, there is a symmetrical element and an ergonomical element to the design. We purposely put the camera placement in the middle, so when you're taking a photo or recording a video, your natural hand placement wouldn't block the camera. An elegant curved body design on the backside, enhancing your hand feel even more so. Then a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 front and back, making it sturdy and going through your daily wear and tear. Now here comes the cool part. And this is what I'm talking about. Some forgotten conveniences that flagship phones used to have. The IR blaster, the NFC, and most importantly, the headphone jack. I always thought to myself, I don't need headphone jacks. Then on some days, I'll be looking at my phone, looking to plug in my headphones. And I really appreciate that when it's actually there. And trust me, you'll want it, because we do believe all these features are still in high demand among our users. Now to show some other colors of the F2 Pro, let's take a look. Here are the 4 other color variants: the neon blue, the phantom white, the electric purple, and the cyber gray that you've already seen, which is also my personal favorite. So now, let's take a look at the product video.
So just jump back in here, guys. Yeah, it's a K30 Pro. For anyone who hasn't seen it, this is a K30 Pro. There's already some good reviews out of that phone from guys like Chris from Tech Tablets, etc. But let me know what you think about the colors, guys. Let me know what you think about the colors.
The other one in cyber gray. They're both absolutely stunning, and they're super sleek. For the cyber gray, it's a bit glossy, but mostly matte. And for the phantom white, it's quite glossy, but it stands out super well. Now, we also have the 2 other colors on the stands over there. The neon blue and the electric purple for a more vibrant color. It's a better choice, and it's super stylish as well. So to sum up design, a lot of our decisions made here were because we want to make sure we could offer an unforgettable look and feel experience. With a true full screen, you can have an immersive experience. We made sure we kept some of the features that are actually slowly fading away in flagship devices. And because these features still matters to our users. Now, we're going to move on to camera. And I'm super excited for this one. The quad camera setup. Quad camera in 2020 has been the norm, and is no different for the Poco F2 Pro. We have a 64 megapixel main camera, a 123-degree ultra-wide angle camera, and a telemacro camera, which is my favorite, and a depth sensor. So let's start with a 64 megapixel main camera. So the Poco F2 Pro, uses an industry-leading 64 megapixel Sony IMX686 sensor. This has a huge sensor size and a 1.6 micron 4-in-1 super pixel. With this, the Sony IMX686 produces stunning image quality with precise colors and very rich details. Let's take a look at some samples. You see, this is actually a peak of a snow mountain. But the full image, you can capture in ultra clear with sharp details. And this particular image was actually shot near Sichuan, China. It's a stunning view. Then let's zoom in, and we caught a plane. But only a part of a picture. It was just a small detail in the image. And that's actually how close you can zoom in. And when you zoom in, you can actually retain all those details. And that's pretty amazing, right? Now, we showed you some day shots, and let's show you some night shots. Night Mode 2.0. I know a lot of our fans are quite the night explorer. I've been on the Poco photo forums, and I see you guys taking beautiful night shots. So we had to make sure the Poco F2 Pro can meet their needs. This is a flagship level low light performance for the F2 Pro. Besides the ability to see clearly and at night, we also want to see wider. With a 123-degree sensor, you can capture an incredible amount of color, shadow, and details. Ultra-wide angles are always fun. You can capture more, especially on landscapes. Now, the really exciting part now. We've talked about clear, we talked about day, talked about night, and wide. It's time to get close, like super close. For the Poco F2 Pro's telemacro lens, it's super sharp and close up. The industry first, because with these lenses, we're actually 2 times more macro. Let me show you what we mean by that. For our friends over the stream, do you have an idea what this is? Because at first, when I saw it, I actually didn't know what it was. It looked like some sort of silk, maybe, a colored brush. I couldn't tell. And then I actually found out it's actually a beautiful betta fish. Isn't that shocking? We're capturing the beauty from like another world. With a telemacro lens, you can see into the telemacro world, see the true colors up close. So close that we went to space. We went to the moon. Actually, no, we didn't. We actually just took a black and white photo of a telemacro shot that was shot on a piece of bread. And with these telemacro shots, you can actually get really, really creative. Let's show you another example. An oyster, not very photogenic on most days. But if you use a telemacro lens, you actually take a closer look and you could see something very, very different. For us, we thought it was the edge of another planet, looking far away at the universe. So today, I'm actually going to show you how it actually works in real life, not just show you some sample photos. Let's go take a look. Now, let's take a look at how the telemacro photo on the F2 Pro works. And then we press the telemacro.
Okay, this
function.
is interesting.
Then we go 2 times more macro. So the marble actually becomes some sort of planet, actually. Maybe Planet Poco. And then we can just take a photo, and you have something completely different. So much color and so much details. This is the Poco F2 Pro's telemacro lens. Now let's go back to the main stage.
Yeah, it does look good. Actually, I do think that looks good. It's a strange way that they're promoting that, but it does look good.
So now we've seen how a telemacro lens work. We can't wait to see your telemacro shots when you use the Poco F2 Pro. Tag us at Shot on Poco, as always, and show us your. And moving on to flagship videography. When it comes to flagship video, of course, we talk about 8K. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very strange way to promote the macro lenses, the way that it was talking about planets and all that, but the cameras are good on this and the video is good on this as well. I don't think that's something anyone's going to have an issue with. And what Noob was saying, I do think there's another sensor out there that's newer, but I think across the board these sensors have been reviewed quite well. I do wish phone makers would make high-end phones with no cameras because I don't use them. I doubt we'd see that though, TB. What you'll maybe get though is gaming phones that maybe the cameras aren't great.
Do a lot of fun features as well. For example, the other day at the office, we took a slow motion selfies with our colleague and pranked him. Let's take a look.
Right. So the thing is, this is the thing. I realise why they've got all this marketing stuff, but for anyone who actually wants to buy the phone and knows anything about phones, these things get annoying.
A packed digital age, inspire others, and we want to be a part of that journey with you.
So now he's focusing on social media. Yeah, you're really just kind of summarising all the different things with the cameras. I mean, these cameras are good. And I do agree with what you're saying, TB. If you want a phone just for gaming, and you've no intention of using the camera, things like that, then yeah, makes sense.
The Poco F2 Pro is powerfully
cool. So this is a summary.
It's versatile and powerful, with the latest specs in performance and a true full screen and a big battery. You can do anything, and this is why we believe the Poco F2 Pro is a true flagship. And I've been using this device myself for a couple weeks now, and I can tell you guys confidently it may be the perfect phone. For example, I'm a gamer myself, and when I go into the zone for hours, this phone can actually keep up. It can handle anything I throw at it. I love it, and I know you will too. And what do we mean by true flagship? If you compare ourselves on paper against the other two flagships we talked about today, the Samsung S20 Plus and the OnePlus 8 Pro, we're actually on par with them on most specs, and even better than them at some. So like I said, what makes us different from a flagship phone? It's simple. It's our flagship killer price. I know, you guys have been waiting for this for a while, and I won't tease anymore. Let's reveal it right away. For our first option, 6GB plus 128GB option, we have the price of 499 euros.
Oh,
that's an amazing price.
That's good.
And this is a
that's
definition
good, guys.
of worth. And for those who actually want more, we have more. For the 8GB and 256GB option, we also have an amazing price, starting at 599
yeah,
euros.
guys, that's a great price.
Now,
I'm surprised by that.
Now we can go back to the chart and see the numbers all over again. If you run through everything we talked about today, the performance, the sustainable performance, the battery, the true full screen, the camera, and the forgotten flagship specs, then you look at the price, we're actually 40 to 50% cheaper than OnePlus 8 Pro and the Samsung S20. That's pretty shocking. So here it is in summary. The Poco F2 Pro, powerfully cool. Starting at 499 euros and 599 euros in 4 very cool colors. So choose yours. And global availability starts today on Gearbest and AliExpress. And we have more channels coming. On Poco.net, Amazon, Lazada, Shopee, JD Central, and even more channels, where we will announce very, very
That's
soon.
good.
And you might actually also see the Poco F2 Pro in offline stores. So when you do, please make sure to check it out. Now again,
yeah, I'm impressed
the
by
Poco
that.
F2 Pro, powerfully cool. We want to thank all of our fans and media and partners for joining us today. This
Thank
wouldn't
you.
have
Thank
not
you.
been possible without the support from all of you in the last 2 years. I know summer is coming, so stay cool, stay safe. Thank you very much. Till next time.
Wasn't too bad. It wasn't. I've seen those. I've seen those events last a lot longer, actually. If I'm honest. So what's your thoughts, guys? What's your thoughts? My thoughts, and really the price was one of the things that I was not sure about, because before this I was looking a lot at the rumours about this, and one of the rumours that I kept seeing was they're going to strip out 5G. It's going to be like a restricted version of the K30 Pro, but they've included 5G. They have included 5G. It's still got NFC, which is, you know, something that phones like the gaming phone, the Nubia Red Magic 5G, that doesn't have it. You know, there's certain phones that come from China that don't have NFC. So it's got NFC, it's got 5G, it's got the Snapdragon 865. Now, what is attractive to me there is the price, because I was looking at the K30 Pro, importing it from China, but I was concerned about long-term software updates with, the Chinese ROM or the global ROM. It does. I mean, that is one of the limitations of this, that it does have a 60 hertz screen and not a 90 hertz or a 120 hertz screen. But if you're gaming, that's an issue, and I probably wouldn't gravitate towards this phone. But I think for the general user, for me as well, I'd still put video capabilities and camera capabilities above refresh rates at this time, simply because that's, I'm a YouTuber. Sue me. That's what I'm looking for. But the price there is the big thing, guys. I mean, I'll do a quick calculation here, a very crude calculation to convert it to pounds, just so I can kind of work it out in UK pounds here. And obviously you don't get these exchange rates, but 499 euros is 438 pounds. That's about 130 pounds cheaper than the Realme X50 Pro. At 599, which has the 8 gigabytes of memory, you're still cheaper. You're 526 pounds, and you're getting that additional storage as well. I think they've come in here very, very aggressively with their pricing. I really do think they've come in aggressively with their pricing here. What I'd like to quickly do though, guys, I'll just quickly, let me see, what can I do here? I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump over to this camera. Oh, the magic of webcams. Right. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a little bit strange sitting with me, not saying anything there, but I didn't really want to get in the way. If I was talking over the guy all the time, it would have been hard to watch. What I want to quickly show you is this. So this is the Poco F2 Pro, and really, there really isn't any difference here. It is a K30 Pro, but the big difference here is price. I had looked at some of these, looking at buying the K30 Pro, and it was, the pricing was really good. Oh, thanks, TB. I'll try and do this again. I appreciate the feedback. I never, with these things, I never know what I'm doing. I just kind of roll the dice and see how it works out. The one thing, as I said, with the K30 Pro, I never went for it because the websites I was looking at, they were talking about a 1 month delivery time, which I was like, right, I'm going to hold off and see what's happening with the Poco. So the Poco phone's now been announced. It looks like they're going to be available in GearBest, and here we go, $500, $600. So the one thing I'm not sure about here is the delivery time. One thing I'm not sure about here is the delivery time, as far as coming from China with imports and things like that. It's good that it's coming to Europe as well, though. How long is it going to take? This is the thing. They're talking about, it's out in GearBest, it's out on AliExpress. When is it going to be on, Amazon, on Poco.net and things like that? I don't know. If you're talking about the space of a week or two, you'd be better waiting for Amazon and, the local version of it, so that you get the better warranty, and you might actually even get it quicker because of delivery times and things like that. I like the look of it. I'm going to buy this. I think I'm going to buy this. I was very happy with the original Poco phone. I really was. It's disappointing that it took 2 years to get another one from them, but I was really happy with the first one as far as the price. They have jumped up the price. The original Poco phone was cheaper. I picked up the original one, I think it was under £300, and it was just an absolute bargain at the time. Crazy when you think back at it now, but I think that, considering the specs this has got, and I know it's only got the 60 hertz screen and things like that, but it's got a good battery size. I think it's like 4,000, is it 4,500 or 4,700 here, apparently. That is amazing. The iPhone SE, 1,821. I know it's not a fair comparison because it's got a smaller screen, but yeah, I think this is good. So I'm interested to see what's going to go on here. I'll maybe do a little bit of digging before I order today, if I do order it. Hey Evo. Yeah, I'm not going to buy the iPhone SE now. I was considering it, but I've decided not to. I'm thinking about buying something else from Apple though, Evo. I'm thinking about buying something else. What's your thoughts on it though, guys? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I know we discussed it during the live stream, but what's your thoughts on the colours? you want me to jump over? I'll try Poco.net just to see what's here. Let's see what they've got. So they've got the global launch event there, which we just watched. The guy who presented that actually was quite good there. I thought it was good. And I know that, you know, they've got the strange comparisons. They've got all the marketing stuff, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I've watched some of these Apple keynotes and they go on forever and ever. There doesn't seem to be any way to buy this in the UK as well. So, I mean, I think really the unknown factor here for me from a buying perspective is when's this? May 12th, 12 o'clock UTC, right? So this should be available. The unknown factor right now is when does it come to Europe? When does it come to Poco.net? When does it come to Amazon.co.uk? That's what we're kind of unsure of at this point. Just want to get through the comments. I apologise if I didn't reply to any comments during it. I tried to get through as best as I could. Yeah, I would agree, Evo. I'm really pleased with the price. I think they're coming in very aggressively. It is more expensive than last time, but look at the price of OnePlus 2 years ago and look at the price of OnePlus now. You know, the market's changed. Don't like the colours. Don't like the lack of an SD card slot. Don't like MUII, Xiaomi's user interface or skin. No, that's okay, TB. That's okay, and that's the thing. That's the good thing about this. There's a lot of really good phones on the market. If I was in your position, TB, and gaming is a priority for you, look at the Red Magic 5G. It does have some bad reviews about the software and things like that, but it's got a 144Hz screen. You could also look at the Black Shark 3 and the Black Shark 3 Pro. Those are ones that I looked at. What is it? MIUI. Do you know how hard that is to see my monitor over here because the writing's so small? MIUI, sorry. Yeah, mate. In fact, I'll write these down for you, TB. Right. In fact, I'll post the links for you. I'll do one better. I'll post the links for you. Where are you based? Are you in the UK? Are you in the UK? In fact, you can change the. This is. I think you're in the UK, TB, aren't you? So, in your position, if you want to do. Right, okay, so there's the Red Magic website. Check that out. And also check out the Black Shark 3. The Black Shark 3 hasn't been announced. I'm not saying you should rush out and get these, but both of them, I think both of these phones are identical price-wise. They're both about £539. And they're both geared towards gamers. You can buy accessories and all that. And I realise you don't need that, TB. You're saying you're playing retro games and all that, but as far as having... you know, everything, the GPU and all the kind of features, like they come with cooling fans, for example. You don't get that on a normal phone. So check those out. Not saying you'll buy them, but the cameras aren't great on them either compared to, you know, like the K30 Pro and Poco F2 and all that. But yeah, check those out. Ah, right, okay. So I was wondering why that wasn't flashing up. You just have to. This is actually an image. This part here, I thought that was yeah. I'm going a little bit stupid. So here we go. $500, 8% off, flash sale, 0 sold, ends in 2 days. At the moment, they only seem to have the 6GB version here. The 6GB version. Right, so the question is 6GB enough? Is 6GB enough just now? 6GB of memory? Maybe. This is the thing, you know, my phone just now has got 6GB and it's fine. I know phones are gravitating towards 8 and 12, but I'd have to check my usage. I don't think I even use 6GB. I don't think I even use that. It's really, I mean, I do realise more memory will, you know, long term it will protect your investment, I guess, if you put it that way. I'll have a quick look at AliExpress though. I want to have a look at AliExpress to see if they've got any yeah, AliExpress might have different they might have different, what's the word I'm looking for, different colours and different models. They may actually have the model that's got 8GB of RAM, but I don't know. I suspect it's going to be the same. Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're doing. Why is this asking me to log in here? Right, I'll just Poco F2 Pro only. So on the website here, I'm trying to find on the Poco F2 website. Poco, right, let's see if I can get this here. It's not going to show you in the Poco.net website, is it? Where to buy, where to buy, where to buy. Their website doesn't even have a where to buy, the Poco.net one. Let's check their Twitter account. Do we have a link to AliExpress? I can't find it on AliExpress yet. So at the moment, GearBest has only got the 6GB model, $500. Cyber grey, blue, or white. There was 4 colours. What are they missing there? The purple. They're missing the purple. I don't see the official link for that. All in all though, I'm quite impressed by that. I'll quickly run through the specifications again. This is the GearBest page, which weirdly has more information than the official website here. That's kind of bizarre. But $500, this is for the 6GB version. To be honest, I'd maybe, just for the sake of $100, I'd go for the 8GB model personally, just because I'll get the additional storage as well. So that's the thing, they've only got the 6GB model just now, but they've got the 4700 milliamp battery, 30 watt fast charge, not as quick as the 65 watts which you get in the Realme and things like that, but still really good. UFS 3.1 is good, it's really fast. 5G, Wi-Fi 6, that's really good. 4700 milliamp battery, wireless charging it looks like. That is, isn't it? I'll need to double check that. I think it is wireless charging. Let me check that so that I'm not giving you false information. So I've got the macro lens, so 64 megapixel main camera, 2 megapixel macro, or depth sensor, sorry, 5 megapixel tele macro, and then 13 megapixel ultra wide. I do like the ultra wide sensor. That's something I've got really into with the Huawei P30. I'm gonna quickly check that. Does this have wireless charging? Fast charging, USB power delivery. I don't think it does. I don't use wireless charging anyway. I'm just curious more than anything else. Yeah, I want to see the 8GB model there. I want to see the 500. There might be somewhere else. Might be just not listed there. Let's see if I can find this. Lots of cases on Amazon UK. Well, that's the thing. There'll be a lot of cases just now anyway, because it's it is just the K30 Pro. Right, okay. So this is where you need to be careful when you search on websites such as GearBest, because you've got different sellers and different things. Like, I'll just give you an example of this and why you should be careful, because if you look over here, I found this one here. If you search for Poco F2, you've got these ones here, like $700, right? And it's just a 6GB model. This is just another company who are just going to buy it and then ship it to you. So you really want to go to the official store, which is linked there, that one. But I'm not sure why they're not listing the full, the $500 model one yet. I don't know. I'll check the Twitter account. I'm going to check the Twitter account there. Available now, GearBest. Does this link to a different page? No, it does not. No, it does not. So, I do want to order one right now, but I do want to wait and get that. I think $100 is worth it for the extra storage. I think it is. Yeah. Right, guys. So, thanks for watching. I do appreciate you all tuning in. I know that these kind of live streams, watching a live event, they're not the most exciting, but it means that you do get to see the price before lots of other websites and lots of other articles pop out. You get to see it live. My overall thoughts on it is that this is a very good phone, and I think I'm going to buy it. The only thing is, I don't know whether to buy this and buy another phone. I want to go down to this route where I maybe try and buy 2 phones at all time, so that I'm kind of testing one and using one, and then I can compare them. So I might sell my Huawei P30 and use the funds to buy something else. Maybe I'll use it to buy this, I don't know. But I realize this is not the perfect phone. It doesn't have the 90 hertz or the 120 hertz screen and things like that. It doesn't have the SD card. It does have a headphone jack though, and it does have good cameras. Hi, sorry, I want to get your name right. Is it Gianth? Is that correct? I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. It's $500 or €500. How that translates to pounds, sometimes they don't get the conversion right, but if you look on the GearBest website, they are marketing this as $500 and $600, $599. So it's euros equals dollars in this mad world of Poco. So I think that's a good price. I do think that's a good price. I'm just keen to see how they roll it out in Europe. You know, I'm willing to wait a couple of weeks or a month if it means getting the Amazon warranty and getting the 8GB version rather than, you know, the one coming from GearBest where you're kind of screwed. So overall, I do think it's good. I'm going to maybe just do a lot of research today to see what's happening. I don't think I'd be disappointed with the 6GB model as well. What I need to do actually, I was looking for this earlier just in preparation. I need to see how much memory I use on a regular basis on my phone. I really don't know. I need to download an app and monitor it. There's a couple of apps that I think you can download and they check your memory usage over time. I realise that a lot of that is actually built into Android, or it's built into the skin of your Android phone. But for whatever reason, I couldn't find it in Huawei's operating system or skin of Android. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find any mention of memory or how much I'm using. So I'm going to have to download an app. I'm going to maybe monitor how much I'm using. But there's a few other things I've been looking at. I've actually looked at quite a lot of phones recently. I did look at the Black Shark and those gaming phones, but I think the poor cameras would annoy me. But I quite like the look of some of the Samsung phones as well, like their mid-range phones, like the Samsung Note 10 Lite, the Samsung A71, and those kind of phones. They're still too expensive, I think, for, you know, when you look at, you know, the price of the Poco phone, etc. But at least they're getting a little bit more sensible with their pricing. A little bit more sensible. They're realizing that they're losing money. But thanks for watching, guys. I think I'll call it a day at that. I have unfortunately got some work to do. But thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this type of live stream where I watch a live event, please do let me know. Perhaps I can do it in the future as well for some other announcements. I'm going to do some more research on this later on as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. I think I'll just kind of summarize. I know I'm going over the same thing here, but I'll just summarize my thoughts on this. I think that overall, the big selling point here and the big news here is that the Poco F2 Pro is very aggressively priced. It's much cheaper than the OnePlus phones. It's much cheaper than even other budget phones from like the BK Electronics Oppo brand and all that. Oppo, Realme, what's their other brand? I can't think right now. Vivo. They've come out with a very aggressive price point. It is more expensive than it was 2 years ago when the Poco F1 was out, but they've come out with a very expensive, very competitive pricing point here. And I think $500, €500 for the base model is really, really, really affordable, and for most people. And I think that paying an extra $100 if you've got the money, pay an extra $100, €100 to get an extra 2GB of memory and an extra 128GB of storage. I think 128 is probably enough for most people, but I think, you know, having that extra storage for podcasts, for videos, for downloading films from Netflix and Amazon and all that type of thing, it can come in handy. I think the overall package is good. We already know the K30 Pro is a good phone, so it's not like we're getting any surprises here. This phone has already been reviewed. There's lots of phones out there already that have reviewed this. Lots of videos, sorry. But I have not. But yeah, I think overall the package here looks good. I think they've done a good job. And, you know, the benefit of buying this over the K30 Pro is that you're going to get a local ROM. And I suspect this will be updated, you know, on a more regular basis than the global ROM that they had out previously for the K30 Pro and things like that. Yeah, overall, I am pleased with it. Best, what's this? May I know when it will be available in India? Right now, it seems to be available on GearBest. GearBest and AliExpress, and then it's going to be rolled out locally. As far as when it's out locally in Europe, when it's out locally in India and things like that, we don't know yet. The guy was quite vague about that. He said GearBest and AliExpress, and then he said soon Amazon, Poco.net and things like that. So we're going to have to wait to see. But if you want it right now, if you want to order right now, perhaps a delivery time of a few weeks, perhaps you might have to pay custom charges. That's always a risk. You can order from China, but we'll see. Best off looking on Flipkart. Okay. Right, guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate you all tuning in for the live stream. I'll tie it up there. I do appreciate you all dropping by, though. And yes, stay tuned, guys, and I'll be back with another video very soon. But until then, guys, I can't talk. This is when I don't need to go. When I need another coffee, or I'm starting to misspeak, and I'm making mistakes, and my brain's all over the place because I'm thinking about the work I need to do. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll leave links to this under the video, so when it goes live, you can see all the links, you know, for everything that I've been looking at. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. Cheers, guys.